Could you tell me some of your most memorable experiences? Like, did you have like a favorite war story, or was that just kind of like your big?
One of my favorite?
Yeah, like anytime.
Well, I'll tell you one that was that probably saved my life.
Okay.
When we after we left Manila at that time, what I told you a little while ago, we went on Baton. Well, going through Baton and on the island there, I was communications sergeant, and we had to information to our company commander at all times that he was getting from the battalion commander. So we had to lay a telephone wire pretty as fast as we could along the ground from the battalion back to the company CP and things like that. Yeah, well, from there, I mean, they had another unit that did that, but then we had to get it from our company CP to the men in a surrounding area, you know. Well, then I already put the 2 men on there on the telephones at nighttime, and 3 men. One to be on for so many hours, and he'd 2 or 3 hours, and he'd wake him another guy. We heard this guy's on the telephone. He fell asleep. Well, the company commander was supposed to be at a battalion commanding meeting real soon. Well, here he is asleep, and our company commander didn't get there. And then, of course, as the Army rules go, you know who caught the, let's call it plain, you know, what it was. I won't use the Army term, but the company commander called me in the next morning. He said, Sergeant Ruck, he said, what happened last night when I didn't get that message from the battalion commander? He said, I missed an important meeting. Well, I said, the captain, I said, all I can tell you is that that boy fell asleep on the phone. He said, well, where was you at? I was sleeping. I'm sorry, I can't stay up 24 hours a day. I'm just a human too. And well, it was in a couple of days. He said, Sergeant Ruck, he said, I'm going to take you out of there as a communication sergeant and put you out in the field as a squad leader. I said, well, whatever have you. I knew what was coming. See, I knew I expected that and everything, because that's just how the Army does it. That's the Army way of getting you, a nice way of doing you, of getting rid of you. Well, then I was out there with that squad, then on Baton, almost to the area on the other side there where we stopped. I was with that squad leader. He came up to me. He said, Sergeant, one morning he came up, Sergeant. He said, I understand you don't know enough about leading the squad. I'm going to have to reduce you to a private. And to put another sergeant in your place. I said, okay, if that's the way they want it. Of course, I knew this is all coming. This is Army routine. So I was back from a sergeant. I went back to a PFC again. Well, it's kind of hard to write home again and tell your mom and dad I'm back to a PFC now after 4.5 years. But as things turned out, I'm glad it happened that way. Because the sergeant he put in my place leading that squad, 2 weeks later, he was going up the draw on Baton with that squad I had, leading him up there. All of a sudden he got killed, got shot. Wow. So just a matter of 2 weeks, else I'd have been the dead one. Wow. So that's one of my. It's not the famous thing or anything. You know, I don't call that being famous or anything, but my most memorable.
Oh wow, I can see where that's the most memorable. All right.